Welcome to an exciting experience we would like to share with you. Sit back, relax, and see our vision while we show you how you can prosper in a unique, safe, and secure opportunity on the island of Roatan. Located just off the northern coast of Honduras, the island spans 40 miles long and only 5 miles wide. Roatan promotes well-being by embodying the ambient land that serves as a colorful story of lush tropical greenery, surrounded by pristine white sand beaches that spill into the turquoise ocean. Paradise on Earth exists, and it's here on Roatan. The island is home to the largest barrier reef in the Northern Hemisphere. Its famous underwater paradise, filled with vibrant, thriving corals and exciting marine life, is praised by divers worldwide. The reef draws in millions of travelers each year for this feature alone. We encompass a warm, temperate climate all year round. And unlike many other tropical destinations, avoid natural disasters. For this reason, vacationers can visit the island any 12 months of the year. Whether you are after a quiet island getaway or looking for adventure, Roatan celebrates all lifestyles and offers a multitude of activities like deep-sea fishing, golf, exotic animal encounters, and more. Having a variety of traditional and modern communities that are integrated on the island, you can enjoy the lively and energetic West End or relax in the serenity of the East End. We take great pride in being one of the safest tropical destinations and bear a dynamic police force that ensures safety and security for residents and the many tourists Roatan hosts. With all the development happening, Roatan has seen exciting medical advancements with modern private hospitals and being home to the exclusive GARM clinic. This has introduced a medical tourism industry as the clinic offers safe and effective treatments with the use of stem cell and biocellular medicine, unavailable in many other countries. Our infrastructure is on the rise with the economic growth of the island, and being home to 2 cruise ship ports, we receive millions of vacationers from all over the world yearly. There are also many airlines that offer affordable, convenient flights to Roatan, and with direct access or short connections, getting to the island has never been easier. Everything we've been searching for was found here on Roatan, which is why we chose it for the development of our exciting new projects. Camp Bay Estates is a luxury community located on the east end of the island, where we've secured prime land that encompasses opulent ocean views, undisturbed beaches, and an abundant mountainous terrain. Sparsely populated, this community is where many highly regarded business professionals and celebrities have chosen to build. We are creating 3 unique communities on the island and have already broken ground on development. Approaching completion are 2 custom homes in Camp Bay Estates that are currently available for purchase. In this current allocation of properties, only 9 lots remain. In Camp Bay Estates, the lots will have a starting cost of $150,000, an excellent entrance value for opportunity. Home build prices start at $550,000. Caribbean Bliss lots will start at $90,000 and home build prices start at just $350,000. And in Sunset Vistas, lots start at $100,000 and prices to build start at an economical $375,000. Our homes all feature scenic ocean views, integrated interiors, aesthetic designs, and our short walk to the immaculate intact beaches. We are excited to be on the forefront of this rapidly developing island, much like Costa Rica and Belize were 25 years ago. The ground level of opportunity has already convinced many to invest on the island, utilizing the growing demand for accommodations. Vacation rentals are presenting consistent occupancy rates with minimal competition, low taxes, and priority choice of land. A 4,000 square foot home in Hawaii is approximately $2.3 million to build, whereas the same home on Roatan would cost a mere $600,000 in comparison. This has enabled a robust return on investment in a short period of time. The visionary behind the island's most exciting developments is Scott Miller, an innovative developer from California who has an uncompromising commitment to provide incredible projects that exemplify perfection. He believes in creating milestones through awe-inspiring projects, and through time and diligence, Scott assembled a team of highly skilled professionals that include expert architects, designers, and contractors from North America. Being one of few luxury developers on Roatan, Scott and his company thrive on creating sustainable communities that create a niche for themselves. Our forte lies in the sustainable process of project development by replanting native foliage, fruit trees, and other essential flora in the area. Our mission is to facilitate and materialize your dreams, be your communications channel, and help you secure your ideal property. Buyers and renters are seeking a sense of security, convenience, and privacy with the option to also enjoy world-class amenities. The ideal scenario to many is owning property in one of Roatan's up-and-coming communities that we are creating.
Hi, my name is Zach Collins. I'm a real estate developer here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, mostly doing multifamily and retail. But a couple years back, I actually got into investing in Roatan, and I think the best way to review it is just to tell you my experience. So far, a couple years back, I bought a single lot, and within the last couple of years, I've actually grown and purchased over 20. I own over 20 lots now, and I've built a house from the ground up. So clearly I like it, and my experience has been amazing. The island is obviously just beautiful. It's a very awesome place to go. The construction teams that are on the island do really good work. They're able to build really high-end construction homes, and there's definitely a need for rental homes there on the island, and which is why I've been buying more and more. The municipality and the government there, they're super awesome to work with. They really want to work with investors and help them with getting permits and things like that. It hasn't been a problem at all. Legal teams set up on the island, help with all the title work and setting up entities to hold property in those entities' names and things like that. So it's been a really awesome experience. I really can't say enough good things about investing in Roatan over these last couple of years. I think it's a great place to buy a vacation home or to invest. I think there's a need for both, and I think both are really good options. So that's my experience so far in Roatan, and honestly, out of everybody I've talked to, I haven't heard anybody who has had a different experience.
To ensure a streamlined process, we've shaped a close relationship with our legal team on Roatan. We believe in doing things right in order to establish long-term relationships and be with you every step of the way.
Hey, my name is Dan Horn, and I am a RE/MAX real estate agent here on the island of Roatan. I will tell you that real estate here in Roatan is different than real estate on the mainland of Honduras. The RE/MAX office that I represent has been around almost 20 years. I moved from Jacksonville, Florida, where I was one of the top real estate brokers and agents in Northeast Florida. I'm going to give you the process of how it works here. Our contracts here, when you go out and you see a property and we make an offer on it, we do have an agency here, an association called the RRA, the Roatan Realtor Association. And we are governed by NAR, National Association of Realtors, just like all you all. Number one demographic that buys on the island of Roatan is Americans, followed by number two, Canadians. I'm fortunate to be the number one agent in the entire country of Honduras for RE/MAX. So we write the offer in English, and there are actually built-in contingencies to protect you as a buyer. For instance, the contract will say that the seller must provide at no additional cost the current year's paid tax receipt, so we know the taxes are up to date. They must provide the title document, free of liens, encumbrances, etc., so that here when you purchase, you do get a legal titleship. In 1991, the Honduran government made it legal for foreigners to buy real estate in Honduras, of which, of course, the Bay Islands and Roatan is part of. So another contingency would be if that property is in a corporation, we call it a holding corporation, which is absolutely to your advantage. I can talk about that on another topic. In Honduras, you cannot pierce the corporate veil. It's not like the US. Also, it helps against probate. Another contingency would be the actual survey itself, right? The land itself. We call the markers on the survey mingos in Spanish. That is provided less than 12 months old, and then that survey has to go to the government municipality, and they issue a cadastral. Cadastral is a certification that those mingos are markers, and that survey is what they have on record and is actually correct. Along with those contingencies, we then have a contract. We negotiate it like we would in the States. We write the offer, we present the offer to the seller. The seller may be in Honduras, they may be in Roatan, they may be in another country, but we negotiate just like we would. We may have counter offers that go back and forth, and eventually, assuming we move forward and we have an agreement, we put all that in writing, we sign off. And the buyer will have 7 business days to send in to the escrow account of the brokerage who has the listing. So let's just say that was RE/MAX. Our escrow account's been set up for almost 20 years. The buyer would send in a US dollar wire transfer. The banks here and the real estate here on Roatan specifically is conducted in US dollars. And that deposit of 10% is held in escrow, and once the 7 days is up, that's the deadline. If the money doesn't show up, the contract is null and void. It dissolves each party's release of their obligations. If the deposit shows up within that 7 business days, then we mark the property pending in the MLS. Here in Roatan, it's a Flex MLS system, exact same system I use in Northeast Florida, so it's real easy for me. Once we mark that pending, then we're going to close just like we would on a typical transaction in the US. We can sign through DocuSign legally here in Honduras, but the closing itself has to be either in person or a POA issued on your behalf if you're not here on the island to close, or if it's in a corporation, the attorney who incorporates can actually set up a limited POA to close on your behalf. That's what the majority of my clients do. So once we actually have the property closed, then the attorney who closes the transaction, and here in Honduras, we have no title companies. So your attorney, as a buyer, is going to represent you and do the due diligence. When that escrow binder deposit shows up to the escrow account of the listing brokerage, the listing brokerage releases the legal documents that I mentioned to you earlier, and that attorney performs the due diligence just like a title company might do for you in the United States. Assuming everything is clear and clean and free of encumbrances or liens and there's no issues, then we move forward. Your attorney is going to close using what we call here a notary protocol. A notary attorney in Honduras is the highest form of legal representation with experience. Any attorney on the island can close with a notary and using a notary protocol. That is the legal way that we close real estate in Honduras, and it protects all of us. It is in everybody's best interest. You'll find this a little comical. I did. The closing here takes about 5 minutes, one signature, and a fingerprint. Done. That attorney, after closing, then takes those documents to the municipal and the proper departments and files the documentation and registry and different things. You'll receive your legal documentation translated into English. If it's in a corporation, you'll get your corporate documents, your corporate charter. So basically, that's how real estate is purchased here in Honduras. Could have an inspection of a property if you wanted. The majority of sales here are cash sales. I do have clients that pulled out money out of a HELOC, an equity line. And then the second option for financing, which does happen here, and I've done it multiple times, is owner financing, what we would call in the U.S. a contract for deed or a land contract. In that scenario, you would put approximately at closing half down, and then that will be financed 1, 2, 3, 5, maybe 7 years at a nominal interest rate. Here, I've done a few at the 5, 6% interest rate. I haven't done any higher than that. But just like in the States, if you do not make the payments, the foreclosure process here is not going to be like the U.S. You're going to be foreclosed on, and in about 60 or 90 days, that'll be final. All the money that you paid as a buyer will be forfeited to the seller, and the seller will get the property back, just like a land contract or contract for deed in the U.S. And I will tell you right now, my business is exploding. I'm still selling a property on average every 4.2 to 4.5 days since December of 2020. My phone has not stopped ringing. I work 7 days a week. The island is hopping. The reason we're so busy is, number one, we're affordable. We're kind of a secret, sleeping island. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Roatan still has an affordability factor, and that's why many people, just like you watching this video, are considering a plan B. You do not need residency to purchase property here. You do not need residency to open up a bank account here. Hopefully that helps everybody to understand the process. It is safe, it is secure, it is titled, it's not a leasehold like you have in Mexico and different parts of Central America. You own the property, you put it in a holding corporation to protect your interests, and you're even more protected. And you'll be able to talk to Scott Miller, who's doing an amazing job here on the island, building some of the finest properties that are here to North American standards. I've got my personal friends, my family, also involved here in real estate. So it's a great opportunity. The island is amazing. Enjoy and have a great rest of your conference.
Experience the magic for yourself and take a personal VIP tour with us today. Spaces for these tours have limited availability, so we urge you to book now to secure your spot. We are currently booking into April and May. We look forward to sharing this exciting opportunity with you on Roatan.